Hey everyone, hopefully you can see me. I'll wait a few minutes because I want to give people the time to come in and say hey. Hi, TKCR. Is it TKC4 car? Hi. Welcome. Thanks for stopping in. This is my first live. I'm going to get a lot more advanced with this, but yeah, it should be fun. I'm literally jumping off of a plane and getting here. I barely made it in time. Thanks, Judy. Thanks so much. Yeah, it's crazy. You guys, like, I'm sure, like a lot of people, I've been watching the show for so long, like so many years, and all I've been doing is yelling at the TV. And then I roped some of my friends into watching the show, which tells me I gave a really good synopsis of why you should watch it, because they started watching it and then they became addicted and binged all the seasons, like all 17 at that time. And now they're obsessed with it too. And we literally spend hours talking about Sister Wives. My friend is like, why are we sitting here drinking wine talking about Sister Wives? I said, because it's the greatest show. The worst show, but the greatest show. Hi, Diane. I'm so glad you're here too. Is it okay? You're gonna have to help me. Is it polite or polite, or give me some phonetic cues in the chat so I can say it correctly. But thank you so much for your congrats. I'm going to try to mix it up and do some like evening lives with you guys and then some daytime ones, because a lot of the channel reviewers, I guess, are on the East Coast. So it ends up being really early for West Coasters, and I'm a West Coaster. So sometimes it's nice to have something at nighttime for us. Ooh, Paulette. Ooh, I love that spelling then. Yes. Okay. Yes, Paulette. That's amazing. I love the spelling of that. That's so creative. I love it. Yeah, the show is definitely a trip, you guys. I don't like, I was thinking like back, in like season 1 and 2. I mean Cody was totally, you could tell he was a bit of a narcissist then, but he just at least seemed a little bit more likable, and he was like way more invested in his kids. His kids seemed excited to see him and like uh, happy to be around him, and I don't know, like it's just now it's like the kids are looking at him like, who are you? Like they don't even know who this guy is. And I think about, like Savannah just hurts my heart, because I'm like, I just feel like Savannah gets like left behind, like an afterthought. And I'm wondering if it's too because it was like Logan, and then was it because Maddie's older than Hunter, I believe, right? So it goes Logan, then Maddie, and then it's three more boys, Hunter, Garrison, Gabe, and then Savannah's at the end. And it's like all these brothers, and then you. And I feel like there's a what is it, like a 6 year or so age gap between her and Gabe. So I'm wondering if that has something to do with that. Yeah, TKC, I feel like he tried more than two. And I guess, and maybe is it because he was in that house and he didn't have a choice? Like, if you're in the house with all the wives around, you just can't go missing when you're all in one house. Whereas the way it was set up after that, where they were either in the rentals or even when they were in the cul-de-sac, it was just felt easier for him to slip away for more days without explaining himself. Yeah, Diane, I do think it's nice to have people to talk about the show. My friends are getting good. I had to get a couple of them to watch it so that they could talk to me intelligently about it, because only people that have been watching from the beginning really understand all the little nuances. So, when we're making these shorts and we're making these videos and we're like bringing up all this old stuff, if you haven't watched the show for as long as a lot of us have, it doesn't really hit you as hard. Like I don't think you'd be as impacted. But for some of us that have been watching it for years, I mean, we're watching this family like completely deteriorate before our eyes, and we have watched all these kids grow up. We watched them get married. I mean, we've watched over a decade, you guys. We watched these people for over a decade. So if you look at it from that perspective, it's the investment is real, and I understand why so many of us are invested. And I just wanted to, I don't know, give my 2 cents. At first, I was just talking to the camera, and I was like, in a down the line, if you want to do more like big time editing and stuff, maybe I'll get into that. But I'm like, I feel like you should just start the channel and see how people like it. And I'm seeing that honestly, people are like, I mean, the show of all the editing and like adding all the extra tricks and stuff to your channel's great, but I think people just honestly want great commentary because they want someone to talk to about the show that knows what they're talking about and understands their anger and frustration, which I totally do. Paulette says Cody's crazier than ever, and someone needs to sneak in there. He sleeps and cut that map out of his head. Savannah hurts my heart. Yes, it's so crazy. I'm gonna start putting your guys' comments on here so I can like look at them easier. Oh yeah, look at me getting advanced, you guys, with the live. I'm gonna get good at this once I normally I'm not doing the back end of it. I've like been on some streams with some other friends, for some like other some of my other friends that have done quite a bit of reviewing. And if he ever sees this, actually I'll make him come see this. But my friend Tony from Teflon TV, he does amazing reviews, and I've been on his show many times, his live many times. He's just been such a support for me to start my YouTube channel and to start it and get it going. And so I just love him for that. He just has really helped me with that. Yes, Paulette, very much less less fluff, more stuff. I am all about this. Like I'm about the substance of it. I want to talk about it because I think too some of us when we watch this show, it's like we see not necessarily just ourselves in this show, but I think we see some of the experiences we've had or are seeing things we want to avoid for ourselves. I mean, the being in these like really religious, cult like groups is very scary, and seeing people come out of it and all like the revelations that they have while simultaneously watching somebody still in it. I think that's what's so crazy is because we're watching Robin, who's clearly still in it and in a real deep psychological way. And then, kind of pose her to Christine, who is not at all in it, not at all believing in it. I mean, they are literally like night and day. So it's been kind of crazy comparing the two. TK says, I know everybody that knows I watch a show look at me like, why are you so into everybody does. Everybody I know says this. Everybody I know is like, why are you so into this show? And I'm like, only people that are asking me that question are people that have never watched it. So until you watch all 17 now seasons, now 17 plus, because we're in 18 now. Once you watched all those seasons, come back to me and tell me whether or not you're wondering still why I'm so into this show. Because I believe if you've watched all of these and you've literally seen this family go, woo, you'll know why we all watched it so much. Oh, Kara, is it Kara? Is it Kara? Kara, let me know. Found your channel a few days ago. Love it. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you found it. I'm so glad we found you. Yeah, I'm hoping not when you hit 1,000 subscribers, you guys are gonna do so much more fun stuff. Like you can have what is it called? You can do not what's the subscriber club called? Members. You can do members. You can do merge. You can do a whole bunch of fun stuff. So I'm thinking of maybe like even for the finale, if I have members, I can do a live reaction to like some of the either the final episode or maybe the tell-alls. Ooh, how many tell-alls do you guys think we're gonna get? I don't know. You think they're gonna do 3 again, or I don't know what they're gonna do. Only thing about these tell-alls, I feel like they're kind of dragging them out to get more content. So if I have to sit and watch Robin for 45 minutes live, I don't want to see a 3 tell-alls. I can do 1 tell-all. Thanks. Kara, perfect. Thank you, Kara. See, thank you guys for helping me because I'm like, with my name, people always mess my name up for years, and it's annoying. So I like to ask people, like, tell me how to say it because it is gets on my nerves for people to constantly mess up my name. And for you guys know my actual name, you call me Red Lipstick, but my actual name is Anastasia. I know, a long one. So that's my name. I what does it say? I think they should put them on the tell-all couch. Paulette, baby, when I tell you you said the magic words on that, I'm so sick of them not being on the same couch anymore for the tell-all. And well, let me take that back because there are moments where I don't think they would be as honest about how they're feeling if they were on the same couch. But what's happening, especially because it's her name, is it Sakanya? I think it's Sakanya. When she's not pressing enough, and I don't know if it's something in the contract where you can't press Cody and you can't ask him questions or certain questions or ask Robin certain questions, but there have been moments where Robin and Cody have clearly said things that are either a complete lies or they've just said some really ridiculous nonsense, and Sukanya will not push back on it or not question it. Like when Cody made up that whole scenario, you guys, about him telling the wives that he was going to try to get back with Mary and rectify their relationship or whatever, and Christine just threw a fit. Everybody knows that was a lie. There's no way that went down like that, right? But Christine wasn't there in that moment, number one, to check him on it and to challenge him on it. And Takanya was just going along with it and letting him continue to tell this lie. So it just was so it just becomes messy because I feel like it gives Robin and Cody especially more space to just keep lying and nobody that was actually there to check them on it. And also Sukani she just doesn't check them at all. It's annoying to me. Hi, Slor. Thanks for coming in. Okay, Paulette, baby, give me back Tamron. That's exactly what I was saying because I was going back and watching episodes, and I like going back and watching the old tell-alls because I don't really need to watch the whole episode. Sometimes the tell-alls they cover all the big moments and the real serious conversations anyway. When I tell you guys Tamron Hall was in their business, like waist deep into these people's business and did not care and would push and ask multiple questions. And she did it with the kids too, but she has like an energy about her where you want to tell her the truth and you don't get really mad at her for it. They need to bring back Tamron Hall because to me, she was the best at pulling stuff out of them. She would pull so much stuff out of them. She does it on her own talk show now. She gets people to tell all their business now. So, oh my God, you guys, where's the petition at to get Tamron Hall back? Because she was really good. She was so good. I wonder if she watches all the shows. Which one, Diane? Who are you wondering if they watch them all? Oh, maybe you're talking about Sakanya. I feel like they give her clips. I felt like Tamron Hall watched every episode like a fan, and that's why she was able to so quickly jump back in and like challenge things because I feel like she really watched. I think she was like really invested in the show and actually watched the episodes. I don't feel like Sakanya watches the episodes like Tamron Hall did. And I feel like Tamron Hall had watched like, like multiple seasons, like from the beginning. So she just felt like she knew what was going on and she could make all those challenging questions. And Sakanya feels like she's in like woo-woo land and she's a really talented journalist. So I would think for somebody like her that she would go back. If I was her and I had that job, baby, I would go back and watch every episode of every season. I don't care how long it would take me. I would just go back and watch them all. That way I could really come from a place of Cody, I have watched every episode. Robin, I've watched every episode. You're lying. you know, I just wish that she would do that. It doesn't really feel like she has. Jesus, and they didn't ask Janelle about the getting back with Mary either. Yeah, they did. Yeah, why didn't they ask? Because if he so-called said this in front of all the wives, conveniently, that you know what, TK? It was real convenient that they didn't ask Janelle that because she would have been the tiebreaker. She would have been the tiebreaker between Christine and Robin. Now, why do you guys think that they didn't ask Janelle if that conversation had occurred? Do you think it's because we knew it was a lie, that she established it was a lie, and Cody said, if you air that, I will never come back on the show again? Do you think that's what happened? Ooh, what do you guys think? That's a good question, TK. I'm wondering if they actually asked her. If they asked Janelle, did that conversation happen and what was the result of that? I don't know. Huh. You got me thinking. I think it was a lie too. I think it was a lie too. I think maybe that's what happened. They asked Janelle. Janelle said that never happened. She said it never happened. And the result of that is Cody saying, cut the tape. Because I feel like that man was even trying to create fake tears. Like, I don't know who he was trying to fool. He wasn't fooling me. Everybody thinks that he was, because you know how he's gotten kind of buff? Everyone's been saying that they think he might be on something a little extra to make him look like that. And you know, like when you're from all the books I've read, all the documentaries I've seen, when you're on, substances that help you to bulk up and make and have more muscles. I don't want to say that word, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Um, that it also affects your behavior, right? And your behavior gets really erratic as well. And he's been very angry. They always say you get really angry when you're doing this, and you have very erratic behavior. So I don't know. Like, I would not be shocked, y'all, if we found out that he was juicing, as they say. And that's why his behavior has gotten really erratic, because he has gotten very erratic. I do think that Cody gives ultimatums like that. Floor. Oh, I bet you he did. Because TLC, I mean, at this point, you have to have a villain in this scenario, right? And he's the perfect villain. And so I think he kind of has leveraged that weight at this point. But a lot of us have been like, we're tired of seeing this man. Like, can you just give us a spinoff with Mary, Janelle, and Christine, and let us see them live their best lives? Because all three of them have stuff going on. They're like traveling, they're doing things, they're seeing the kids. Like, I'm not saying it's gonna be like perfect all the time, but it'd be a little bit more happy and joyful, that's for sure. Yeah, Paulette, this is exactly how it's feeling. Does it feel like that to the rest of you? Because that's how his behavior feels like to me. It's just because it kind of came out of nowhere. Like, he sure, he wasn't the nicest guy, but he wasn't so angry, like, and quick to rage, and like so like like just over the top with the rage. He wasn't like that before. And have you noticed all the wives are like, he's just so angry, like, I don't know this guy. Even Robin, who she placates him all the time. Even she's saying, I don't know this dude. He's so angry. I don't know who this guy is. So something's not right, y'all. Yes, Lord. He just seems like a very, very much a different person. Hi. Okay, is it CB Bar? Oh, stop, Siri. I didn't talk to you. Hey, CB Bar, welcome. It also causes infertility, and Robin wanted another kid. Ooh, I don't know. Of course, she wanted another kid so she could stay at home some more and not have to get a real job. That's Robin for you. I would love to see a spinoff. Yes, Diane, me too. I want to see a spinoff. I'm tired. I'm tired of even seeing, like, they're trying to make, how like in Mean Girls, where they're saying you're trying to make fetch happen, stop trying to make fetch happen. That's how I feel about Cody and Robin. Like, stop trying to make Cody and Robin happen. It's not going to happen. This whole PR, trip you guys are trying to take with them to rehabilitate them isn't going to work. Then you're bringing in his technically ex brother-in-law in to mansplain away polygamy. Like, we haven't all been watching this for 17 seasons. It's like, we don't need you to mansplain it. There's been multiple shows about polygamy. This show has been on the air for 17 seasons. We have seen polygamy. We don't need you to mansplain away polygamy. And frankly, there are a lot of amazing channels right now online that have done the deep dive into polygamy to tell us all about it. We don't need you to tell us what polygamy is anymore. Yes, Lord, we're never going to love Cody and Robin, and they keep trying to make it happen, and it's not going to happen. And I wish they would stop. I'm over it. Paula says Cody has little man syndrome. New spinoff. Cody and Robin get actual job. Yeah, and he like works in I what do they say, like the sportsman industry, and there's it's been said that he's not selling great product or quality product. He's selling like knockoffs and stuff at this. So I don't think he's making enough at that. I think he's been siphoning off money from the family account. I wonder too, like when they bought that land, it's almost like none of them really thought about the details of the land. Like, okay, this land doesn't have plumbing. This land doesn't have electricity. Like it didn't have any of the things where you could just go in and start building. You would have to create an entire infrastructure on that land prior to being able to do anything. And I'm thinking about like Janelle, you everybody you know Cody. The rest of you guys know Cody. Like this man, even the kids would say he would overpromise and underdeliver. Their whole childhood, these kids were overpromised and underdelivered. And remember when they got the Vegas houses, I think them getting the Vegas houses was the only time that their parents actually delivered on the promises they made. And all the kids could, it took forever for them to even get excited about the Vegas houses because their parents would always fall through on anything that they said they were going to do. So I don't know why Janelle would think this man would follow through with paying this property off and having it prepared to build on. No way. Too much work. I hate Robin scenes. Yeah, hi LB. Yeah, I don't her scenes get on my last nerves, y'all. And I like it just takes everything in me. Like I literally have to pause it. And don't get me wrong, I love reviewing this show, right? I like talking about it. But when I have to watch her just she's just going on and on, you guys, about nonsense. And she's just making up stuff. And then she's also defending Cody in clear instances where the man is just not defendable. And I don't understand. I don't understand. It's crazy to me. I heard through the grapevine that he isn't licensed to sell the kits he's selling. Yeah, I heard that too. I heard that it's all very suspicious. And I'm going to tell you right now, I hope Janelle, since she's been handling the money, knows where all the bones are buried. Because, baby, maybe that's what she's done. Because, a couple of years has passed since this was filmed. And now you guys know that the land is under Janelle's name and Cody's name now. And Robin isn't on it at all. So I'm wondering if Janelle dug up some bones and said, you better pay this property off and you better put it in my name or I'm about to hose it all out. I'm about to lay you completely flat, bro. Like I'm gonna tell everything. I'm gonna tell it all. I wonder if that's what's going on. Land had nothing and the land wasn't infected. I don't know if it was infected. I don't know what was going. I just know it wasn't set up for building. Like there was, if I think about too, like Flagstaff, like so, I live in Arizona, and Flagstaff, that's not that far away, but from me, and it's beautiful property, but not all of that property is necessarily set up for building. Like some people just own property there, literally just to not have anybody live near them. So they don't really build that property out for living purposes. And it feels like they bought a piece of property that was never really meant to be for living and more so built for just keeping space between you and the next homeowner. So you can have like that really peaceful existence of kind of living out in the woods like that. So I don't know. It felt like they bought the land first and then asked questions later about what it would take to actually make something happen, which is crazy to me. I think they were thinking that it would be like the Vegas cul-de-sac in terms of, I think they did too, but the Vegas cul-de-sac was meant for building. They literally, you didn't have to do anything. All you guys had to do was sign some paperwork. You didn't have to plan anything out. I mean, you didn't have to worry about water lines and electricity lines. I don't even know if they even asked those questions, you guys. I'm wondering if they even asked that question when they bought the land, like, hey, so how much work would it really take to do this? I don't know. I'm curious if they really dove deep into what it would take. And that isn't a pond, the land, it's a drainage. Yeah, it's not a pond. But I mean, that's the way they fought over that ditch, y'all. I still be laughing at Janelle. That's like, I didn't want Mary to live there because I didn't think she'd let anybody go to the water, which it tells you a lot of, like, I think with Mary, like, I feel like she's in denial about how difficult she really is. 'Cause I don't think she means to be difficult, but she is just a difficult person, and she just can't acknowledge it. She makes excuses for it, like, "Well, I like nice things," or "I like to take care of stuff," or blah, blah. It's like, "Mary, no, you're difficult. Own it, boo boo, you're difficult. I'm sorry. You're just being difficult." What does this Crystal say? Hi, Crystal. I used to not get why people didn't like Robin. Then last season, when she acted like she didn't know Cody and Christine were having issues in Vegas, then that other scene she tells Mary that girl exactly, and that's exactly what she did. She says in one scene, I didn't know it was this bad," and then the next scene she tells Mary, "Well, I heard that back in Vegas she was going to leave him." So which one is it, Robin? Is it you didn't know, or you did know? What Which one is it? She can't even keep up with her own lies. That's the problem. She cannot keep up with her own lies. She's definitely a liar. And apparently, I mean, I wouldn't say she's a good one. Maybe because Cody's a liar too. And what she says, what she lies about benefits him. He just goes along with it. Maybe that's what it is. Hey, Kristen girl. I heard it was infested. Ooh, with prairie dog. Oh God, a prairie dog infestation. I'm from Colorado, and I know about a prairie dog infestation. And when I tell you those things are damn near next to impossible to get rid of, okay, so that's a problem, or something like that. And their droppings carry disease. Yes, they do. They definitely do carry diseases. So it would take a ton of money to clear the land. However, they do that so it's safe for humans. It is a lot of money. I definitely know that. Absolutely. Prairie dogs are very difficult to get rid of when you have like a big infestation, and they just like reproduce. Like, to say they hump like rabbits is an understatement. They reproduce. It's bad. I'm from Colorado. It was bad when I was growing up in school, and also too when I first lived in Colorado. I moved there when I was young, and it was like nobody lived there. You guys, it was like so empty, and there were just fields and fields of empty fields with prairie dogs everywhere, everywhere. It was crazy. Now, good luck finding a home there. It's You can't find a home in Colorado. But when I've lived there, when I first moved there when I was younger, it was like wide open spaces, as the chicks say. Wide open. Interesting prairie dogs. I love it. So yeah, you guys, since I've been doing YouTube, I don't know if you guys follow some of the other reviewers that are out there. I've been watching a few of them for a really long time, like Reality Squad. I think she's just the cutest, sweetest thing ever. And so usually if you've ever seen me in comments, it was Red Lipstick Club podcast. If you ever see me in something, that was me. And I watched like all their shows. They did great. James, what's James's channel called? I know when you guys know. Oh my god, I love James. He's so funny. One day I know James and I are gonna have to get on a live, because I feel like James and I together would be a complete comedy show, and I definitely need to make that happen. Also, too, like when this season ends, I want to review something else. Somebody was telling me to do Vanderpump Rules, because they had all the drama with Vanderpump Rules. So yes, my take on reality. Yes, I love it. I love his channel. Here, it's so funny because like I feel like our personalities kind of he kind of reminds me of myself a little bit, like how we see things. And but it's like he's giving a guy's view, and then I'm giving a woman's point of view. So I kind of like that. I think it'd be fun if we got on a live together. Oh, you did? Okay, you saw me on did you see me on Auntie's Advice? Or Auntie's Advice is so funny. Oh my god, could you imagine? James, me, and Auntie? If you guys are not watching Auntie's Advice, watching her live reviews of Sister Wives, oh my god, you guys. And she's not like sometimes she's not really trying to be funny, but she is hilarious. Anything that comes out her mouth just has me cracking up because she's saying like just the most. She's saying everything we want to say, and you can tell people that have been watching this show for years because she's obviously been watching this show for years and just started reviewing it because we're all so invested, y'all, and we could just pull up moments in our head like this because we've been watching the show for so many years. And oh my god, they both just love Auntie and I love James and yeah, they're just some great reviewers out there and I'm kind of happy to be joining that community a little bit and connecting with them. It's been fun to do that. Oh yeah, yeah, he has been saying, yeah. So maybe we'll get him to jump on one. You almost just have to kind of do it. I mean, I don't think there's a perfect scenario in which you can start doing lives, just kind of start jumping on, I guess, and seeing how it goes. And then, as I'm doing more of this stuff, I'm going to tweak it. I'm going to get more lighting and different setups. And, I'm going to invest and do all those things. But just getting started, I just know people just honestly want to talk to me. They want to see my face moving. They want to ask me questions real time and just be able to engage with me. And so I don't want you guys to have to wait to do those things with me. So I'm like, I'm just going to start jumping on and giving you guys a chance to chat with each other, start your little own red lipstick club and chat with me. I love it. Yeah, Pop Psych is so good. It's a Cola Royces. I think is it Cola Rossi? I feel like that's their last name. They are hilarious, and I'm like, any of them Nikki Haverstock and her husband John, they're hilarious too. Like the couple ones are so funny. And I think about Nikki and John and how at the beginning when she like basically forced John to start jumping on camera because he was having to kind of watch the show with her and he was so over it at the way beginning when they started doing the reviews and he was totally over it. But I think he's actually starting to get into it more because he is really jumping in more and talking more about what's happening in the episode. And I don't know, I just love watching him on there. He just cracks me up. And Pop Psych is funny too because he's trying. I mean, he has to be mildly diplomatic because he's technically a doctor, but he's also like this. I know he's thinking like this dude's crazy, but he can't say this dude's crazy. But I know he wants to say this dude is crazy because he is. Yes, I would love it too. Oh my god, I love Auntie. It's amazing. Yes, Paul, I'm so happy you found me too. Yeah, after I did a few videos, it really started pushing it out more into the algorithm. So I'm hoping as I just do more content that we'll get more people that love it and want to engage with us and have a good time. But you guys kill the comments are the best. I'm like the Red Lipstick Club be killing it in the comments, you guys. We could probably write a whole book just based off the comments for sure. So I love Nikki and John. I think that he loves it more than it. I think he does too. If I were to see him in person, I'd be like, John, you love this show. Like, I think at first he was like, why am I watching this mess? But after, just like anybody, if you start watching something long enough, you start to get invested. And also, too, if you're like a decent man and you witness a guy not being decent, it's going to be triggering, I think. And yeah, I'm going to use that word, Pop Psych. I am going to use the word triggering because it feels triggering. It could be triggering to see a man just completely disrespecting his wives and women in general. If you're like a stand-up guy, I feel like that would really stand out to you. And it seems like John is that type of guy. So I could see him looking at Cody like, are you kidding me? Like, what a joke. The channel's name for Auntie, I think it's Auntie's Advice. I'm pretty sure the channel's name is Auntie's Advice. So if you want to find it, you definitely can. Auntie's Advice is great. Yeah, and so uh looking at the religion part too, like I kind of want to dive a little bit more too in like the religious part of some of this stuff. And because like man, it's just interesting how they get themselves roped in. What's LB saying? I started watching YouTube videos because I wanted to know if other people felt the way I do, which we do. I liked a couple videos too. Pop Psych and his wife, Nikki John. Yeah, they're all super hilarious. Yes, that's why I started watching the YouTube videos too, because I was like, I need someone to confirm my feelings, like how I'm feeling right now. I need someone else to confirm it for me. And that's exactly what YouTube does. It's just a confirmation of my feelings, which is hilarious. Crucial. Hello. Hi, welcome. I want to know too, like, how do am I just being mean? But like, how do you guys feel about Mckelty? Like, I don't like talking about the kids because I feel like the kids are innocent, but she's an adult now, right? And from what I'm hearing, she on their live, her and Tony did a live, and she said that Savannah was not invited to Christmas. And I don't know how y'all feel about that, but I want to know, she's an adult. Why did she go to her dad's on Christmas if her sister was not invited? Like, what, how do y'all feel about her? I don't know. I just feel really, I'm really conflicted about her. And I hate that I feel that way, but the pick me energy is really bothering me. And I don't know how you guys feel about that. Interesting. Yes, I think the religious aspect is what a lot of people miss. Yeah, the religion is really is making it culty, you know? Yes, Sarah. That's her name, Sarah. Yes, from real. She's so sweet and she's just so cute. I love it. And I love that she wears glasses too. Yeah, does a great show. Kelty reminds me of a politician. Yeah, okay, Crystal. That's what I'm saying. It's giving very politician. It's it's giving very politician to me. And I'm like, you can't, this isn't a both sides that you can't be on both sides with this. It's like either what doing right by people or doing wrong by people. There is no both sides. The man didn't even invite his own child. Like, this is crazy to me. That there's no both sides to that. Okay, so it's not, and I'm like, and this isn't just this season, you guys. I mean, this has been on since she was younger. I'll tell you why. I'm going to tell you what I see in her that it took me a long time to recognize personally in myself. Um, so growing up, I wanted to be a fashion designer, you guys, so bad. Like, I went to like special classes in the summer and I would just wear a whole bunch of weird stuff. And I remember there was this picture. I wonder if it was, I think it was like the family, what was it? Family commitment ceremony or something, where she had this little hat on. And I remember, you guys, because I bet you I could pull up multiple photos of myself wearing these little pillbox type hats because they were like random and I had to be different. And she's giving me that energy. And at some point, I just got comfortable with myself and I didn't need that anymore. But she's not there yet. She's still in a position where she's like, I'm just not getting enough attention. I really don't have a place in this family. Oh, now I'm going to have a place because I'm the only one that gets along with Dad and Robin. So I get to be special and it makes me feel more like adult and respected because I'm the intermediary person. And she doesn't and instead of her calling her dad out, she doesn't want to give up the power that this has given her. It's given her a power over her other siblings that she's never had. It's like I said, it's the very pick me energy. So I'm like, it's just interesting to watch. I think that Mckelty didn't know that Savannah. I mean, even if she didn't know, you were there and she wasn't there. So were you asking your dad where's Savannah at? And if he told you I didn't invite her, then why wouldn't you say, well, why wasn't she invited? Okay, well, Dad, I don't feel okay staying here, and my sister wasn't invited. I'm just saying, I don't care if she didn't find out. She knew better. She's an adult. She knows better. You're doing a great job. I'm sure you're. Thank you, Diane. I'm gonna keep going, girl. The videos are fun. It's like I like will be planning my week and stuff, and my friends are like, "We can't believe that you're doing this, but also we love that you're doing this." So they've been really supportive too. It's been awesome, and you guys have just been amazing too. So thank you guys so much. Just been really supportive. Crucial says, I used to have a lot of grace for Tony and Mckelty. Mckelty is a bridge for no one but herself, and Tony's take on Christmas was wrong. Yeah, so tell me guys in the comments because they said I didn't watch Sarah's video yet because I think Sarah covered that about some controversial take that Tony had on Christmas. So put it in the comments. I'll still go watch Sarah's video, but put it in the comments so I know what's going on while I'm talking to y'all. Especially how he treats her mom. Yes, girl. I mean, if I'm like with my parents, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you are disrespecting my parents, I don't have anything to say to you. 'Cause my parents are like, we can't believe that you're doing this, but also we love that you're doing this. So thank you guys so much. Just been really supportive. Crucial says, I used to have a lot of grace for Tony and Mckelty. Mckelty is a bridge for no one but herself, and Tony's take on Christmas was wrong. Yeah, so tell me guys in the comments because I they said I didn't watch Sarah's video yet because I think Sarah covered that about some controversial take that Tony had on Christmas. So put it in the comments. I'll still go watch Sarah's video, but put it in the comments so I know what's going on while I'm talking to y'all. Especially how he treats her Like if my parents were disrespecting each other, even when my parents divorced years ago, even then I would tell them like, ah, don't talk about so and so or don't say anything. Don't do it. And now it's interesting because yeah, my parents do not talk bad about each other. They if they talk about the other person, it's usually about something good or positive that they contributed to my life, even though they don't really communicate. They're not bad against each other, and I think that's healthy for your kids. CB Bar says, I don't think Mckelty can see outside herself because she wants her dad's approval. Yep. And she couldn't get as a kid so badly. I think if she got some therapy or did some self work, she'd reevaluate. I absolutely agree with that. I just think she did not get enough attention from him. And now she's getting all the attention. And it's like a DRUG, as they say, that she cannot let go of. She can't let go of it, y'all. It's got she is hooked. It's like she's hooked on the attention. Just shows are not really close to. I mean, parts of them are, but they said something was saying. Even Gwen was saying in Gwen's live. Gwen was like, the family's really clicky. Even Gwen said that, and like people will like be clicky and play favorites just throughout the family. So it's not. It's interesting. You know, I have a soft spot for Gwen because I'm like, girl, I have dealt with that same thing with family, so I relate to her. Mckelty definitely should have asked about something. Yeah, I feel like she should have too. Like, there's no way I would have been there if Savannah wasn't there. Sorry. Julie and Isabel, I mean, and I would have pulled them out of there too. And they're not going to be here either. Yeah, it's crazy. I think it is too. And I always like, when you think back on the show, the responsible kids, right, were Logan and Aspen. They were the oldest of each of the families, and they were the ones given all the responsibility of basically helping the parent, which was not good because they both were clearly parentified, and you're seeing it reflect in them as adults. Very slow to want to be parents and do all these things. I felt like Mckelty was like, I want to be just like my mom, so I'm going to have all these kids to show, hey, I'm just like her and I need the attention. Because I think the only person that treated Mckelty like an adult really was Robin. And she did that because she needed her to do that because she was using her as childcare, as a free nanny. So, child labor. So, of course, she was doing that. And I think that's why she kind of sticks with Robin, because I think Robin was really one of the only ones that looked to her like an adult. Because even when she got with Tony, the only people that were questioning that were Christine and Cody, right? They were questioning that relationship. They were questioning her maturity, his maturity, if he was good enough, all these things. Robin didn't do that, but Robin doesn't know the patterns of Mckelty. And her parents do know those patterns, which is why they're like, red flag, what's going on here? They recognized it. They recognized her pick me energy. He tried to equate Cody not reaching out to Janelle's kids to Janelle not reaching out to Robin's kids, both equally bad. Oh no. No, he didn't, y'all. No, he didn't. Oh God, Tony. If there was ever a time I'd tell him to mind his business, it would be this time. I don't know. Did Mckelty check him on that, or did she just let him say that? I'm curious. What did she do, y'all? Did she agree? That's crazy. He's crazy. Another pick me. Kelty and Tony are in it for the money. They rarely say anything in public, and everything is behind their paywall. Yeah. And you know what? With a lot of the stuff, most of the stuff that Gwen says on her Patreon, she says on her YouTube that you can just see for free. Like she makes those cuts, but there's not that many cuts. The only thing that she's done so far that has been like a total paywall one was when she did a live, which that makes sense, because and she had to do it live like that because she was actually showing the screen and she wasn't like cutting and pausing the video while she was reacting to it. So you don't have a choice but to do that or you'll get blocked on YouTube. But yeah, they're interesting to me. Another new funny channel discusses sisters. It's Reality Amanda. I just found both of your channels and hers. Ooh, I'll have to take a look at Reality Amanda. Love it. I like that there are so many people that are talking about this show because even I mean, yeah, maybe the same show, but there are so many different perspectives, right? So I could watch a million shows. Like if I like what you're talking about, I'm gonna watch it. I don't care if it's 10 of them. I have a whole week to watch your stuff, so I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it all. Wonder how Cody and Robin will do now that he's got no other wives to blame for everything wrong in his life. I think that's why she's also depressed because everything's gonna fall on her now. And that's why they have all these problems. There's no one else for him to lash out on but her. But here you go, girl. As she said, they just handed him to me. They didn't want him. They said, "Here, you take him." Isn't that what Robin said? You take him. Okay, girl. Man, and I also love my take on reality with James. Yes, that is so. Yes, I love James. I think, like with James and Pops, like it's good to see a guy because James really does a great job of calling him out, and for me too. Um, I I like being African American. There's like way more African American people watching the show than people think are, and there's finally now people, reviewers that are actually African American that are talking about it. But y'all, we haven't. Do you know how many people, black people I know, they've been watching this show? They know this show, which is crazy. And I watched. I don't know if you guys know what's his name. It's him and his wife, but they have like it's like these two black couples, but they have like a podcast. But they started reviewing this show too, and it's hilarious because they were like, I've been watching this show for years. We love this show, just like Auntie's Advice have been watching this show for years. So a lot of us have been watching it for years. Like My Five Wives. Oh my god, I love that show. I didn't need them to have a lot of drama for that show. I just thought they were just. It was so interesting. It was fascinating for me to watch, and I actually like to see him try and like be a good husband. Like Brady was way better than Cody, man. He was so much. That's why they live in one house together now. I see why. Mckelty said in a theory, a properly functioning polyfamily, yes, but not in her dysfunctional family. It's not the same, she said. Yeah, I wish she should have checked in more on that. She kind of tiptoed around that, it seems, I bet. Cody and Robin are eternal victims that always find someone to blame. That's what I mean. Robin, let me tell you, the tears. I I know you guys are just like me. Like I'll be watching the show, especially the tell-alls, and I'll be watching Robin. And I'm like, and she gonna cry in 3, 2, 1, and here it goes. And I'm like, I just be begging. Like by the time we got to the third tell-all, you guys, when I tell you I was begging Robin not to cry by the end of it, I was like, girl, please get through a sentence, like get through a thought without crying. Just one, just get through one thought without crying. She could not do it. She could not do it. It was crazy. He's very wise. Really smart guy and funny guy too. Oh yeah, Robin did say that she goes from the sit down they didn't want them to this week. Oh, Christine was getting all his time. Okay. I really feel like Robin, she's definitely playing both sides and I'm not doing it. Yes, TKC, The Bald and the Beautiful. Period. So you watched it too. It was hilarious. They were hilarious talking about this show. And you know what? Like the guys, when the guys get into it and they get into this reality show, like it's funny, they want to act like they don't want to watch it, but then they realize it's so good. How can you not? How can you not get into it? It's too good. It's too good, y'all. I love My Five Wives. He was so much of he was Brady, and I don't know if you guys because they were keeping up. I don't know if they've posted anything in a while, but they were keeping up their Facebook page, and we were seeing like photos of like a lot of the kids getting married, and they built that huge big house. All the wives were still there. Now they all live in one huge home. So I'm like, if he wasn't doing something right, because they were out of the religion, y'all. Remember, they all left the religion. If that man wasn't doing something right, I'm not saying it was perfect, but he had to be doing something right for all of them to be able to at least live in one home. And I felt like those wives, even if they had issues or frustrations, it felt like they at least had each other's back. Like it felt like they respected each other. And maybe that's why too. But I think it's because he didn't feel like he was pitting his wives against each other and going out of his way to favor one or the other, which Cody does the complete opposite. So, yeah, if you see the man doing that, I'm not going to like her. How am I going to get along with a woman that I think is getting favorable treatment over me? I'm not. Like, I don't know what Cody's thinking. How I want to ask him, what was he doing personally to contribute to the relationship health of the sister wives? What was he doing? And I bet you he couldn't tell you because he did nothing to help. He did nothing to help those relationships be emotionally safe and secure. Nothing at all. I think Mckelty wants screen time, and she knows that if she takes sides, that will dramatically reduce her face. I think so too, and I do think she wants camera time. I will say this: her and her husband are looking very good. The plan they got on, baby, it is working. So I'm happy for her for that because she looks phenomenal after having 3 kids. I'm like, go girl, and Tony looks great too, but she just works my nerves. She's not my cup of tea. I like my take on reality with James because he talks about sister wives, but he also brings it to real life. That's my thing too. Like I to me, I need some real world scenarios, like how this impacts real world, or how maybe we would handle this in the real world. I think that's too why, like, I bring up the things with like Gwen and stuff, and even with Savannah with divorce, because I'm a kid of divorce, and my parents had a horrible, horrible divorce, and it impacted me for years. Honestly, still impacts. It was 20 years ago, and it still impacts me. And sometimes I just think parents are so caught up in what's going on in their lives and their feelings that you forget that your decision making while you're going through this relationship struggle could be damaging your kids for years to come. It could really paint how they see adult relationships, and you just got to be careful. And I just don't think they always think about that. Yeah, you're right, y'all. She has no tears. She's not crying. What is she doing? Making noises, facial expressions, I guess we'll say. Yes, it's the bald and the beautiful. That's exactly who it is. So much funny. Not enough drama. Yeah, they said it's not enough drama. That's why they didn't keep My Five Wives, but I loved it. I don't care. I liked Brady. Brady also listened to his wives. He encouraged them to talk to each other, work things out. That's what I said too. Like, anytime they had issues, they would like sit down at the table. And also, the wives would spend time with each other. They'd spend time as like all of them together doing things separate from the kids, though. Like, they had like adult time together, and he seemed really focused on making sure he was taking these women out and like spending quality, like romantic time with them. I don't know, man. I'm not saying that man's perfect, but Christine should have married him, because didn't they say those two were in the same church together? And I think people said like the big people on campus, like the popular people, were Christine, and they said that Brady was way more popular than Cody was then. I think they were saying like he was like the one everybody wanted. She should have got with Brady. Maybe that's her relative, and that's why she didn't get with Brady. Because you know how everybody's like related in this stuff. But I wish Christine would have got with Brady. Janelle would have worked well, I think, with Brady too. I've been watching the first couple of seasons. It's so crazy to see how things have changed. I mean, drastically changed. Drastically. And the kids, like they did say, I remember even Gwen was saying how the kids made the show, and she's right. The kids did make the show. And then so if the only time I'm seeing the kids on the show now is they're depressed because their dad treats them bad, that's not going to work. I don't care about Robin's kids. I don't want to see her kids on the show being happy when the other kids are on the show being sad. Do you know what I'm saying? That doesn't work for me. It's either everybody gets to be happy or nobody. They also went over the calendar. I think Cody's family should have implemented that so time could be. I agree, because you couldn't track the time and it was a mess. They just seemed so much. He just wasn't organized. He just didn't organize his family. Like, you don't have to be some crazy patriarch, but you can certainly be organizing. Like, you can certainly lead your family and organize your family. He left all the organizing up to Janelle. Well, you can't leave it all up to a wife. You got to take some type of accountability. Yeah, see, I think Janelle would have been great with that family. If you're into TLC is testing a cooking show with Christine, it gets you. She's supposed to move the channel instead. I watched it. It does okay online. I've actually watched a few episodes. It's cute. It's a cute show. She doesn't really talk about anything on the show. She just really kind of cooks and talks about some family things. I think it's a cute little thing to watch on my own. There's nothing for me to talk about, unfortunately, but it's cute. I wonder if maybe they incorporated more of a storyline with it. I am noticing they're throwing a lot more of her cooking stuff into the show though. Like I'm like, yeah, y'all, we get it. She got a cooking show. Like every episode so far has been, I'm cooking this now. Well, I'm helping so and so cook this. And I'm doing that. And I'm like, is this your guys' way of telling us to watch her cooking show? I watch it. It pops up on my feed. It's a cute show. I like that they're short. So you can kind of watch them and keep it moving. Like they don't take a lot of time to watch, which I like. Yeah, that's sacred loneliness. Okay. It's like that. I feel like that's just an excuse for you to not do what you're supposed to do as a man. Like, I'm just not buying it. Kids never got money when they were on this show. I think I have no problem with those kids making money now on their own, using their own name and their own fame. I agree. They absolutely all should have their own everything, which is why I tell people to go subscribe to those Patreons, especially Gwen's because I love Gwen's. And yeah, pay these kids. I don't care. They can get all the money they want from it because they definitely should have got a check. And I'm irritated that a lot of these kids had to like try to fund and finance their own educations, and they were on a reality show for a decade. That doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, I loved her laughing at it. I loved her laughing at that. I'm gonna probably stay on you guys for like another 5 minutes. This has been fun though. I'm gonna try to do it more often. Maybe I'll do it like every other week. Yes, definitely hit the like button. That's awesome, you guys. Thanks so much for supporting me. You know what? I'm too new to this. I don't know how to call out the cues. Yeah, it's been great though. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much for like chatting with me, supporting, sharing. Like, I just love it. It's been so much fun. I didn't think it'd be this fun. I knew like, okay, yeah, I'll talk to a few people, but no, it's way more fun than I thought it was going to be, to be honest. So I see why people love doing it, especially if it's about stuff. I'm like, I'm already watching the show. I might as well talk about it, right? Yes, girl. She to say to say she is over him and over it is an understatement. Like, did you guys laugh when Christine was like, "Everybody's so mad, right?" I mean, she didn't. It's like she's not trying to laugh in that moment, but you know, she's kind of giggling, like, "Oh my god, everybody's so mad," and they are. Everybody's so mad, y'all. I really hope when Mary finally pieces out, she'll reveal the real reasons for their divorce. Not buying it is only for catfish. No, I still feel she got bamboozled. They bamboozled her. She definitely got the bamboozlement. Thank you, Crystal, for joining. Yeah, to get it's because of you guys. I don't know how the channel started growing, y'all. I just literally started posting videos, and then all of a sudden it was like poof, I guess. Which shows how dedicated the Sister Wives fans are. Because if you guys weren't on YouTube looking for this stuff, you the channel wouldn't even grow. So I thank you guys for actually wanting to watch the videos. Hey, Alan. Yes, Janae. Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do them like every other week just to try to jump on and see how you guys are doing and be able to actually chat. What other shows do you watch? Oh, it depends. Somebody was telling me they wanted me to do Vanderpump Rules. So I don't know. We'll see. Eventually, when we get closer to the season being over, you guys, I'm going to, unless I see, like, I'm definitely going to be doing Seeking Sister Wife if that comes back because, baby, that show was, oh my God. Seeking Sister Wives was a mess, and I definitely need to review that if it comes back. But I think what I'll do, like, in a few weeks is I'll put up, like, a little poll, and you guys can, like, enter some suggestions of some shows maybe that you'd want me to do, and I'll go from there. Yeah, it is. I agree. Of course, Paulette, thank you for joining. Just for my videos today. Thanks, LB, for subscribing and hanging out with us. Yeah, my old videos are funny too. If you want to, this show just is great. Yeah, definitely go back and check those other videos. Thank you for joining. I love it, guys. Thanks so much for joining. At least after the last episode, we can see where all the money was funneled. It was in Robin's house, baby, on 4 acres at that. They kill me. Hope Mary finds. I hope Mary does too. I mean, it's give her something, like can she get a little bit of a rainbow? I don't think any of those women deserve no happiness. You know, even if they did have struggles, it's like, yeah, they look at the situation they were in, you know? And you guys, I'm so like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to handle watching this woman say again that she thinks Cody regrets marrying her. Oh my God. Y'all, that is depressing as hell. Oh my God. I don't want to watch Mary say that. It makes me so sad. Ugh. I hope Janelle does too. She should call our boy up Brady, see if they got another room. She might be able to sneak on in there. I mean, her, you never know. She might be okay. Thank you, Amber. Thank you. I'll keep trying, y'all. Thank you guys. All right, it's been real. I love you guys all. Thank you. Hit the like button, share it. It's been phenomenal. I love you guys all. Thank you so much for joining. I will see you. No, I might do a video tomorrow. We'll see. I might not. Maybe something tomorrow. If not, though, for sure, you guys will see a video Sunday for episode 5. Is y'all ready or what? Are y'all ready for episode 5? I don't know. We'll see. It feels like it's going to be depressing again, but we're here to talk about it. All right, y'all. I'll see you next time. Bye.